Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Quentin here, and in this video I wanted to show you guys how to back WordPress up and move it over to a live server, because right now I've got this demo WordPress site that we've set up and it is on our local host, and that means that only we can see our website. But I might want to move this over to a live server where everybody can see it. And the way we're going to go about doing this is, first of all, we're going to back up the website. Then we're going to move those backed up files over to the live server, and then we're going to have to just run an installation on the live side. Now, first of all, there are two ways to go about doing this. There is the easy way, which I'm going to show you guys how to do in this tutorial, which is just install a plugin, which will make you or help you make the backup. But you could also do this manually, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that in the next video, because the manual way is a little bit more advanced, a little bit more tricky. If you don't know what you're doing, you could mess it up. But this plugin, or using the plugin, is a lot easier. It just doesn't work 100% of the time. Like, it works most of the time, but not 100% of the time. There's always, every now and then, I hit like an issue. Maybe the site is too big to back up or something like that. And there's this, or the way I go about doing that or getting around that problem is just by doing the backup manually. So let me show you guys how to do the plugin method. And I know I'm rambling a little bit, but it was just because obviously I wanted to explain all of that. But let's log into WordPress. So I'm logged into the back end over here. And like I said, the first thing I want to do is install a plugin. So I'm going to go over to plugins, and you can hit add new. And from here, you could search for a plugin called Akeeba. This is the backup plugin I like to use. I'm not sure if it's listed in the WordPress directory or not. Looks like it isn't listed in the directory. So I'm going to hit upload, and then you're going to want to go over to akeebabackup.com. So let me just show you how to navigate here from the homepage. If you're on the homepage, you'll see they have a backup component for Joomla. They've also got this backup component for WordPress. And since our website is in WordPress, we're going to use this one. And then there are a whole bunch of other products that they offer, but I'm only going to be downloading this one. And then go ahead and hit download for WordPress. And this will then let you download Akeeba. The only thing is it is quite a big file, so it's probably going to take some time to download. So instead of hitting download, I went ahead and I downloaded it before the tutorial, and here it is on my desktop. So what I want to do now is take this plugin and install it into WordPress. So go over to WordPress, and from the plugins page, if you followed along with add a plugin and then upload, just go ahead and browse on your computer. It's going to be on my desktop. I've got this file, Akeeba Backup WP 2.0. So let's go ahead and hit open and install now. And this is going to install the plugin. And that actually was a lot faster than I was expecting. I thought it would take some time to install, but hey, there we go. Let's go ahead and hit activate. And this will now activate the plugin. So now we have Akeeba installed and active as a plugin. And since this has happened, we also have this Akeeba backup menu item in WordPress's menu. So go ahead and click on that. And from here, you could just go ahead and make a backup, but I think you're going to hit a little bit of a problem, because the backup it generates is made out of it's a .jpa file, which not many of us have the option to run or extract a .jpa. So let's just go over to configuration, and we're going to change one thing in the config, and one thing only, which is under advanced configuration. Just change archiver engine to .zip format instead of .jpa. I know it says JPA is recommended, but I'm recommending .zip. So go ahead and follow what I say. And from here, go ahead and hit save and close. And now, whenever you hit this backup now button, Akeeba should generate a backup, which is actually going to be a zip file. So let's hit backup now. and you'll see you've got the option to put in a description or an encryption key. I'd say don't worry about any of this stuff. It's just if you don't want, it's basically like nobody can run your backup without the password if you do put an encryption key in. I don't really like to use this kind of stuff because sometimes I might forget the password, right? So I'm just gonna leave that blank and I'm gonna hit backup now. And this is a process that's gonna run for probably 10 minutes, I suppose. It could take a while. I mean, the site is quite small, but I think I'm gonna pause the recording and come back when it is done. Okay, so seeing as the website was quite small, that backup ran for probably like 30 seconds after I paused the recording, not long at all. But if it is a big website, or the bigger the website, the longer it's gonna take to back up your files. So now that the backup has run, I'm gonna go ahead and hit manage backups. And you'll see it's giving me a little message to say I can watch one of the video tutorials on their website. By the way, if you guys want to learn more about Akeeba, they do have video tutorials somewhere. There are videos in the menu. Okay, go ahead, click on that, watch some of the videos. They are quite good. And I'm just gonna hit got it because I know how it works. I'm gonna go over to this backup, which is the backup that we took today, a few minutes ago, and I'm gonna hit download. And this is going to prompt me to download a zip file. It says that I could use FTP in and download the file, or I could just download it with this download button. So I like to just hit download, especially since the site is not actually that big. It's only 29 megs, so not big at all. Let's go ahead and hit save. And I'm gonna save this to my desktop. You could name it literally anything you wanted. I'm gonna name it cool helicopter flying over, making noises during my tutorials. Anyway, let's name it WP backup tut. Okay, I'm gonna hit save, and that should save the file somewhere on my computer. It's actually on my desktop. Great. So let me just pull that over and pull the backup here where we can see it. And from here, now that we've made this backup of the zip file, we need to upload this zip file to our server, to wherever we're planning on hosting the site. So I'm gonna quickly just open up a bunch of tabs and then I'll resume the tutorial once I've got everything that I need opened. All right, so I hope you guys took a little bit of a break because I did, and now I'm back to continue on uploading this backup to my web server. So if you guys followed along with one of my previous tutorial series, which is the cPanel series, you'll know I have this domain that I own called josiecorp.com. I bought it specifically for that series. And now what I'm gonna do is upload my WordPress site to this domain. Now this domain comes with something called cPanel, which is the control panel that I use to upload and manage files on my web server. If you guys don't know what cPanel is, and if you guys have never worked with like hosting, shared hosting, or hosting websites on a server, you need to go back and watch my cPanel series. Now, I know that somebody's going to leave an angry comment and say that I didn't explain all of cPanel in this video, but again, I cannot explain all of web development in like under 15 minutes, and this is already going to be like a 15-minute video. So yeah, just go back, watch my cPanel series, learn a little bit about how to use cPanel, and then you can come back and watch this video series or learn how to make a website live. So from here, what I want to do is upload all of my files, and I could do this using the file manager, which is open in this tab. But let's just go to public HTML because that's where all your public web files should go. And I could upload my files using this upload button. But if I did that, it's probably going to take a long time, and also it could fail. So I don't like using the upload button. I like to use something called an FTP client. Yeah, wow, I'm really messing everything up here. But I like to use something called an FTP client. And the FTP client that I use is FileZilla. So you're just going to have to go ahead and set up an FTP client. And from here, you can basically, if I hit refresh, take my Akeeba, or sorry, my WP backup tut zip file and upload it to the server. So this is my computer and this is the server. And as soon as I hit upload, it should upload all of these files to the server. Now this might take a few minutes, so I'm gonna have to stop the recording or pause the recording and just jump to when this reaches 100%. Okay, so we basically got the file uploaded. If I go over to the server side here and I just hit refresh, this probably load for a little while, but now you can see that the zip file has been uploaded to the server. So now I can go over to my file manager, and here where it said this directory is empty, if I hit reload, the directory should no longer be empty. So I can go ahead and extract this. So I'm going to hit extract, and I want to extract it to public HTML. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and run the extraction. This is, well, yeah, gonna take a few minutes, but once that is done, you can go ahead and hit close. And now you can see we've got all of the WordPress files and folders, but we've also got this installation folder, which is actually something that's new. It was added by the backup process. So by Akeeba. Akeeba actually added this in. And now, if I go over to my domain, josiecorp.com, and I hit enter, instead of getting the index of thing, we've got this error, which is error establishing a database connection. So what I need to do is actually just add a backslash in here and then go to that installation directory. So what we're doing is we're accessing this directory via the URL, josiecorp.com/installation. And that's going to run an installation that was made by Akeeba. So if I go ahead and hit next, oh, by the way, this is just kind of giving me a summary of, I don't know, I was just not explaining the stuff, but it's just giving me a summary of what's on the server. So we just need to make sure that we're running PHP 5.3. I need to make sure that all of this stuff is working. Okay. Like, I almost never read any of these things, but if it's yellow, that's kind of like a warning, and if it's red, it means that there's a problem and your installation is probably not going to run. But I'm just going to hit next because everything seems to be good. Database type MySQLi, that's good. Database or server name, these are details that we're going to have to set up now. So if I go back over to cPanel and I go to MySQL databases, right now I don't have one, so I'm gonna have to just set up a database. So let's set one up called Josik DB, or WPD for WordPress database. Let's go ahead and create that, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit back. So now I know I have a database. Oh, by the way, I'm only allowed to have one database here, which is why I get this error. But I know I've got this database called Josik Bay, so I'm going to copy that database and I'm going to place that in database name, because that is the name of my database. Because I'm hosting this database on the same server that I'm hosting the website on, I'm going to put in a local host over here, so I don't have to use that port 888 like we did in the WordPress installation, because this is no longer our MAMP installation. This is actually a server. But because the website is on the same server as the database, we're just going to put a local host. Okay, username, I'm going to then have to go back over to the database here, and I'm going to have to create a MySQL user. So Josik Bay, let's just make one called Josik Bay user. Password, I'm just going to generate this thing. Okay, so let me I have copied this and saved it in a safe place, and I'm going to use this password. Let's create the user, and well, I'm just going to not save that, but now we've got our user, and we've also got the password, which I have copied, and I haven't actually pasted it anywhere. So let me go ahead to this installation, and I'm going to paste the password in this field. And then I'm going to come back here, and I'm just going to grab the user name and copy that, and I'm going to paste that in the Josik Bay, or in the username field, right? So let me hit go back. Great. So now that we've got our database and we've got our user set up, we actually need to assign our user, Josik Bay user, to the database. So I'm going to hit add. And I'm just going to select all privileges, because if you're using WordPress, you're going to need all privileges anyway. So let's just go ahead and hit make changes and go back. And now you'll see under current databases, we've got our database and we've got the user that we just set up as a user. So now, hopefully now that all of these details are filled in, the local host, the user, the password, and the database, I should be able to hit next, and I shouldn't actually get an error. But what's it say? Your password contains special characters. Okay, hopefully this isn't going to be an issue. Let's hit continue. An error occurred restoring the database. The error message can be found below. Unable to connect to the database, could not connect to MySQL. Great, so I've got a bit of an issue here. My database username is Josik Bay user, that is correct, and Josik Bay WPDB. The only thing I can assume is that the password was bad, because we did get that warning about the password, right? So let's go Josik Bay user, change password. I'm gonna just use the password generator again. This one doesn't look to have any funny symbols. Let's use that. Change. Okay. And let's paste that in here and try one more time. Again, getting an error. Okay. Only A to Z, lowercase a to Z, and numbers 0 to 9. So I do have a square bracket in mind. Let's see what happens. Database was restored. So for me, the problem was that the password was too complicated, but the second password, even though it had special characters, was still okay. So let's hit next. Okay, now you can see that we've got some site parameters set up here. So the site name was Quentin's site, and that's exactly how it was in the demo. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Tagline, just another WordPress site. This is something that can always change later anyway, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. WordPress URL. So we now know that the URL I want to host this website on is josikcorp.com, so that's perfect. Site address, josikcorp.com. That's again the same URL that I have over here, so that's perfect. Users, super users. We've got Quentin and we've got business@quentinwatt set up as the email address. That is all perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit next. Now you can see we've got some replacements to be made. So there are some cases where we've set up a URL that was applications mamp htdocs, and we're just going to change that to home Josik Bay public HTML. And then HTTP localhost needs to become HTTP Josik Corp. So basically what we're saying is anywhere in our database where we see this URL, change it to josikcorp.com, that URL, because obviously the website has moved from our local host or our MAMP installation to the live server. So we need to make sure that the domain is correct. Again, applications. I'm actually not sure why these are here. They're not always there, but for some reason, I assume that the installation has picked up that we're using this URL somewhere. But Everything looks good. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit next. If there's a problem, I'll fix it when I hit that problem. So basically what it's doing now is it's running through the database and just searching for the URLs that need to be changed, and it's gonna change them. My hair is getting in my face. This is taking some time. Okay, cool. So once that's done, you're gonna have this big green button appear that's gonna ask you to remove the installation directory. So when you click on this, what's gonna happen is it's gonna delete this folder from your server. So let's go ahead and remove and visit the site's front end. And just to double check everything here, I'm gonna hit reload, and that installation directory has been removed. Great, that's perfect. The reason why we do that is because some malicious person might attempt to access the installation folder and reinstall WordPress or install their own version of WordPress. It makes your website susceptible to hacking, so you don't want to keep it there. You do want to delete it. But now that that has been removed, I can see that josiecorp.com is successfully showing the website over here. So this is the same website over here and over here, but they're different domains. And it looks to me like all the links are working as well. So what you might want to do is just click on one of these links. Make sure your URL doesn't change too much. It should be josiecorp.com/about-us, contact us, blog post. It looks like all the links are working. This is cool. And so what we've done is we've successfully moved our website from our local host, from MAMP, our installation of MAMP, and we've now moved it to a live server, josiecorp.com, where all of you guys can see the website. And the goal for this tutorial has been completed, so I'm gonna jump to the end card real quick, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you liked that video, there are a bunch of things that you can do to help. First of all, don't forget to subscribe, watch another one of my videos, follow me on social media, and if you want to support the channel financially, you can also become a patron. Becoming a patron means that you're going to choose to help me pay for some of the equipment and the software that I use to make these videos, and also, hopefully, help me finish my degree. So go ahead and click on something, and I'll see you guys next time.